Baby Ruth double stacked with Payday. It's just too nutty for this guy.
Yeah, I agree.
This is the podcast. We should just podcast. We should just do the fantasy candy. P4
Fantasy
is
drafts.
underrated.
Under the October with the steamboats, ancient goblins and wallows come at the grand light making a sound.
Welcome to a bonus episode of Snow in Southtown, where we are now celebrating Halloween. My name is Mike. Rusty's not with me tonight. I have a very special guest, my cousin and former podcast co-host, Christopher.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, great to have you here. And Christopher and I are live right now on Prankcast, which we did a bunch last year for our Christmas episodes, but we haven't done it since then. So it's been 9 months. Today I did a quick test, and I think it's all going good. We got a few friends in the chat already. A lot of our friends are in a different chat for an actual prank call show. And maybe we'll get some more people jumping over here later. But it's great to be here. We are kicking off our Halloween celebration. Every year what we do is we pick 2 movies to watch and review each weekend throughout September and October. We usually just review them on the blog, but then we try to do some bonus episodes like for the Patreon and for the main feed. So you can find the full list of the movies we'll be watching this year at our website, which is just snowinsouthtown.wordpress.com. Our first film this year, and the one that Chris and I are going to be talking about tonight, is 1984's Disconnected. And I had never seen it before, and I guess there's a good reason. And before we get started, let me just say, you can email us at snowinsouthtown@gmail.com. We're on Instagram and Facebook at Snow in Southtown, and we have a Patreon. It is free to join. It's patreon.com/Snow in Southtown. This will be on the main feed and the Patreon feed. So, real quick, Chris is with me tonight. Your horror background, Christopher, I guess, is maybe getting scared by us a little bit or being forced to watch horror movies way too early.
Yeah, since I was born. Yeah.
So, yeah, and then we did a podcast called the Body Count Horror Podcast from 2011 through 2017. We also had a zine, and you were with us. We did like 80 episodes total over those years. You were with us for like the first 10, I think, in 2011. And then like you moved to California, and then you came back.
I moved
right?
all over the place. Yeah.
All over, right? And I think like maybe the last like 10 or 20 or so you were on with us as well. So, yeah, so you were on for a good bit of them. I remember the one. What was the one where I think you were recording in your car, and like you were having all kinds of car trouble when you were in your car?
Yeah, I was trying. I wanted to be there. I had to be a part of it.
Oh, and then like there was a lot. Oh, because the house you were living in, I think there were like lots of music being played and recorded.
Yeah, there were 4 people living in there too. So
Yeah, and so
yeah,
like we'd be recording, and we'd hear like the bass coming through the walls and stuff.
yeah,
It was fun. Yeah,
sounds about
but
right.
yeah, so great to be back here discussing horror with you. We tried to get my 2 brothers who also did that podcast with us, but it's a Saturday night during football season. So hi, Despicable Dogs. Again, we're live on prankcast.com/Vista Blue. So this is where Rusty and I usually do our live shows. Christopher and I went live tonight because it's a Saturday night, and our friends are just wrapping up a really fun prank call show that they were doing. And so, yeah, we might have some people in the chat with us, but I doubt anyone's actually seen this movie. Before we do get into it, let us know about projects, anything you want to mention. Where can people find you? I know you're up to a lot of fun stuff like us. So what do you want to mention?
Yeah, I've mostly been making a lot of music lately. So my main band is Mars and Other Planets. Me and my partner Marissa. It's her band that I've been producing and playing different instruments in. But right now I'm playing baritone guitar. She plays the keys. We got drums. She sings. That's the main project we're working on. I produce music for a bunch of other people. I don't want to say too much about the projects I'm working on right now until they come out, but there'll be several things to come out. You can find me it's at _light.drizzle_light drizzle on Instagram. That's where I post everything.
Awesome. And he does a lot of different, like there's some rap stuff. You got so
Right. Some
anybody in the chat who knows some of my Tree Flusher stuff, Christopher and I have done a lot of like rap collaborations, and he's actually a great rap producer in New Orleans, and he's worked with some legitimate artists. So like while I play around kind of rapping about prank call shows, Christopher actually does like some real music, and he's given me like some great beats, and I'm hoping to actually get him to produce some of my prank call rap stuff at some point in the
Yeah,
future. I'd like to
definitely.
do an
Got we
EP that
gotta get
Christopher like produces for me because that would be you guys would love it. It would be awesome. So yeah.
whatever. You produce real music. You've been doing a great job for a long time.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the show note. Mars and Other Planets is the current thing that I know he's focusing on. Dippity dodging, that's right. Yeah, Despicable Dogs is here. Okay, so we were talking about 1984 horror movie Disconnected, written and directed by Gorman Beckard, I guess. Is that how you would say that? Do you know? I don't
Yeah.
know. The IMDb summary says Alicia has started getting these very noisy and disturbing phone calls. The question is, are they real or is it all in her head? The tagline, is anybody there? Dot dot dot. So there we go, guys. This is what we're talking about. It's filmed in Connecticut in 1983 for a $48,000 budget. So we're talking about low budget. It looks like it was just all filmed in like this tiny neighborhood, and it's not great. Yeah. So just to let you guys know, when the subtitles start with upbeat music, quote unquote upbeat music, you know that's gonna be something. And it turns out it's a song called "Talking to a Stranger" by Hunters and Collectors. What do you think overall of the
The,
music
the music was
of this
great.
movie?
I thought
Yeah,
the audio made it not feel like a low budget movie. They did a lot of like what seemed to me like a lot of like tape effects and things like that, or like just like record pops just to build tension. Like I like the audio a lot. For
yeah. I mean,
felt,
obviously, the
felt
people that made this film like loved music because it's a big part of it, and they wanted
yeah.
music to be a big part of this, and they were really into that power pop, and we'll talk a bit about that. And so that was a pleasant surprise. It's really, honestly, the only thing that kept it going for me. Like if I weren't watching to talk to you about this movie or to review it on my blog, and it didn't have that music, I never would have made it through 20 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, that
So.
makes sense. It was very low budget horror movie vibe, but had some great music to keep you interested.
Yeah. And so we'll talk a bit about it as we get to it. But so we start with what these cops catch a case, basically, right? So there's like killers out there. Um there's a weird thing where this old man gets lost. And I do have to mention it just because, I'm gonna come back to it obviously. But so there's an old man, he's lost, and this girl, I guess Alicia, helps him kind of find his way. But that's really it. Like that's quick. We just there's a killer out there. The cops are talking. Like it's kind of going really fast. The upbeat music, quote unquote, is playing. And then yeah, there's just some like young adults. Alicia and her friend. They're at a bar. They're kicking back and relaxing, and they're talking about. I guess Mike, her boyfriend, works at a radio station. They're talking about this killer that's on the loose, and then one of the friends says, "When are you gonna play some real music like Costello or Talking Heads?" So yeah, so
Exactly.
yeah, I knew we were kind of heading into like a cool zone, but then the power pop band on stage kicks off, and we get like the whole song. It's like the first 5 minutes of this movie were just an intro for this music video that we were dropped into, and we get this whole entire tree flush. We get this whole entire power pop song, and it turns out this is a band called the Excerpts, and it's the first band to feature a guy named John Bryan. This is Brion, John Bryan. So as a musician, this guy worked with like Till Tuesday with Amy Mann and Jellyfish, like power pop gold. He plays guitar on one headlight, which is something of a Snow and Southtown favorite around here. Thanks to our friend King Richard of Another Prank Call Show, he likes to joke with me about Jacob Dylan and One Headlights and the Wallflowers guys. Yeah, we have a lot of fun with that. Anyway, so Brian became a super producer working with like the Eels, Fiona Apple, Amy Mann, Kanye West, Mac Miller. Like he's done so much. He's written a ton of film scores like Magnolia, Eternal Sunshine, I Heart Huckabees, all of it. So he's 19 years old here. And he is rocking out in this dumb movie on stage for like 5 full minutes. Yeah, and they have quite a few songs in this movie. So if you're into 80s power pop, I hate to tell you, but you probably should watch this dumb movie. Yeah. What'd you think of the Excerpts?
Yeah, I like the excerpts. I like the opening music video that they forced us into. I had no idea what the movie was going to be about. I didn't read anything about it before I started watching it, so I was like, oh, cool. It's going to be an '80s movie. The whole thing was very just like it felt like I was just about to watch some '80s music. on stage. I felt like they were gonna keep going back to that, which I'm glad they at least went back once. But
Once, right?
I wanted them to keep montaging that because it was definitely my favorite part of the movie.
The excerpts basically live at that bar, I think.
Yeah, it's their
So yeah,
bar.
they should have kept going back to see them. But yeah, it's like is it the Prowler? I think has that band playing at the dance. Terror Train has the band playing on the train. Yeah, like anytime
Fair.
you're in these '80s slashers and there's just like really cool power pop band rocking out, like
Yeah.
it's not Rick Springfield, it's not like Tommy Two Tone, but it's
Right.
like these dudes right in this town who are doing this. But here it happens to be John Bryan and friends, and he actually turned out to be
Super
power pop
famous. Yeah.
greatness. Yeah. Um, Ice Cat says we should check out Black Christmas. Ice Cat, our last live stream right before Christmas, we reviewed Black Christmas. I'll send you a link later. But yeah, we did a live stream in December, and Black Christmas was we did all 70s. All last year was 1970s, and so of course I had to do Black Christmas. It's one of my favorite movies. So yeah, but no, that's a great one. So yeah, so Alicia thinks her boyfriend Mike has a thing going with her sister Barbara Ann.
Barbara
Yeah.
Ann.
Ba. I was thinking if Brett was here, every time I said Barbara Ann, I was gonna make
I
Brett
was
sing Barbara Ann.
I couldn't believe they didn't put it in the movie. I mean, maybe they couldn't get the rights for that song or
Right, like,
something.
but the excerpt should have covered it maybe on
Yeah,
stage.
I couldn't stop hearing the song every time they said her name.
Poor Barbara Ann. So let's see. Alice goes to work at the Valley Video One video cassettes, sales, and rentals. And we get a lot of shot. They must have known the owner of this store because basically your locations are apartment, video store,
Video
bar.
store.
Right. So
It
I'm guessing
was.
they got a few nights where they could just work at the video store overnight and film. But yeah, Valley Video One. I don't know if that's the real name, but
It's such a timepiece, the movie, having, like the landlines and video stores. And it's really
right,
cool.
right. Anyway, this weirdo named Franklin shows up, and guess what? Franklin doesn't even own a video machine, as they call it. He just he saw her at the bar, heard she worked at a video store, and tried all the video stores in town before he found her.
Yeah.
And they just leaves that first time. So, it's pretty easy to see what's going to happen here. Like the first time you meet Franklin. Let's see. He comes back another night, and then he runs off. A rude customer who we're going to see again later. And then, well, I totally appreciate like the video stores. Just there's so much of this like hanging out at the apartment that like I kind of like we said, like I wish there were more video store stuff. But it turns out it's the director's apartment. And so that's why so that's why you get so much gratuitous apartment.
Right.
So,
It was a free location. You
yeah.
go back there as
They're
often
like,
as we need to.
yeah, doing the table read, they're like, all right, this one's gonna be in my apartment, guys. Yeah, and this scene, yeah, also in my apartment. We're just gonna stay there. Uh anyway, she randomly gets this call, and the audio of the call is like Mike and Barbara Ann talking about like being together. And when you hear Mike and Barbara Ann, you also kind of want to think Mike Love, like Barbara.
Right.
Anyway, confirms her suspicions. Then she has a dream about them killing her. To be clear, like none of this is done well. Like it kind of when I describe this stuff, like it kind of sounds, oh, that could be cool. That could,
Yeah,
like
but
it's
it
not
was
cool.
not easy to understand what was happening.
No, yeah. So she calls Franklin, right? Because now she knows her boyfriend and her sister, that Barbara Ann, are getting it on. So she calls Franklin. And we see his end of the call, and we see he's definitely the killer. We know right away he's the killer once she calls him on the phone. So we're really maybe the first 20 minutes when we know who the killer is. But anyway, Alicia and Franklin go out, and guess what? They run into Barbara Ann, and guess who Barbara Ann's with? The jerk from the video store that Franklin had to run off. It's a small town, guys. Like this town in Connecticut, wherever they live. Everybody just knows each other, I guess.
There's a
But
total of 10 people total in it.
Barbara Ann. Barbara Ann's gotta, know all of them. So that night Alicia goes home. Franklin goes to find a girl to kill, and that's this is as much as the plot gets right there. It's like there's people talking on the phone, there's people at a bar, they meet up at the video store, and like Franklin kills people. Like that's pretty much it. And then but sometimes on the phone there's a loud buzz. And so what's that all about?
A loud
Is
buzz.
it supernatural?
So look, that was the part where I was saying the audio in the movie felt really good. They really
Yeah, no, the
like
audio's good.
they
But
did
what
some
is it?
cool. I mean, look, to me, it was just them playing music. You know,
Oh, oh,
it's the director playing music. No, I don't know. If it's hard to say it's supernatural because of the old guy. Seems like he's not supernatural, but maybe the old guy is supernatural. That's the real question, and that's what you
so
didn't
that's
really
what,
do.
right. So that's why we have to come back. If you remember in the very beginning, I said there's this old guy who was lost, and Alicia helps him find. It's like a 10-second thing in the very beginning, and like you really don't think much of it, but yeah, we are supposed to believe. I think that he is somehow doing this, but now that
Yeah,
you're saying it's just music, then I think that maybe we're also supposed to believe that Mike could be responsible this whole time since he works at the radio station.
right.
Yeah, so maybe that's yeah.
And he
I
also
guess that's
goes
what
to
it
the
is.
phone booth the one time
Right.
after where it's just it's unclear, but I mean I think leaving it open to interpretation was cool. It's just it was hard to me, like I had to watch it again. I watched it twice because the first time I watched it
Did you really? Oh
I didn't
wow.
well
Okay.
I skimmed through it the second time, but like just
Okay.
trying to catch all the pieces again.
Right.
But like yeah.
Sometimes I'll do that. Like I'll watch. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll watch it once without taking notes. Then the second time I'll take notes. But
Yeah.
like I was thinking of doing that for this one, but after about like 5 or 10 minutes, I was like, no. It's like I'm not gonna want to go through this one again. So I backed it up and just started taking notes again. So um, anyway, so they hang out at Franklin's house, and this is like they talk about this Hitchcock film that's supposed to like mirror what we're watching, and they say something like, "Oh, she adores him the whole time, and he turns out to be the killer." It's like, yeah, we don't like we get the metaphor. Like, you don't really need to like spell it out for us. Um,
Right.
it's just a case where this director, writer director, is trying to do so much instead of like just writing a story. And it's like to him that was good plot was just going through this whole Hitchcock analogy and lining it up with what we're watching. But anyway, Franklin doesn't kill her at this point because we're still only like 40 minutes through the movie, and we got like another 40 minutes to fill.
So we know he can't kill her yet.
We do keep cutting back to the cops, and this is funny. Like the one cop's always eating, right?
Yeah.
And he says something about he's working too much, and the guy tells him, he goes, "This is work. All you do is sit in the car and eat grinders."
Yeah.
And like we're from
And
New
you, and
Orleans,
you,
like it would be like in our movie we say like all you do is eat po'
all you
boys.
do is eating po' boys in there, and then he took it with him. They were like, "All right, we gotta go in." And he's like, "Why do you leave that in the car?" And he's like, "Cause it's gonna get cold." It's like
All,
you gotta keep eating them while it's hot.
he's always eating, yeah. Yeah. All you do is eat them red beans and rice. All you
Yeah.
do is eat with your mom and them. Like our New Orleans movie would be so funny if we just used like New Orleans stuff and nobody would have to know. I asked Josh, our friend Josh from our fantasy league, and I said
Uh-huh.
he's sort of like one of my East Coast food gurus, right? And so, but he's from Philadelphia, so I was like, hey, like grinder. Does that even come down like to you, or is that mainly just like New England? Like, would you even get a grinder? Like, how? Like, I'm trying to find out like how localized is this that they're throwing into their movie?
Yeah, or like a hoagie or a sub. Like,
Yeah. So Josh said here and like in Philadelphia, a grinder is any sub that's toasted. In New England, a grinder is a sub with hot fillings. And they said, of course, any place east of Lancaster County would say hoagie. So,
that makes
anybody
sense.
in the chat, if you got any experience with grinders, let me know. Oh, also, can I send you a picture? I'll post it in here. Are you still looking at the chat? So,
Yeah.
so I had this conversation with Josh about grinders. Hold on. Yeah, there it is. Hold on. I'm posting this in the chat. And then literally like a few hours later, he's like, "Man, you talked me into it." I was like,
He
I
went
just
and
asked you
got
a
one.
question.
You triggered him.
So shout out to Josh.
Oh,
That's a grinder right there, man. So
that looks
so
really
just picture
good.
our cop buddy. That's what he's eating like while he's on a stakeout. So I'm gonna put right here, grinder there. In case anybody's just looking at the chat and not listening to this.
Yeah, that's just
Grinder.
a sandwich.
Anyway, so pretty soon, of course, that no good Bob Rand, who's rocking and a rolling, rocking and a reeling, goes to Franklin's house, trying to steal another one of Alice's dudes. And finally, yeah, pretty soon she's no longer rocking and a rolling because Franklin, you know, they do get it on, but then it kills her.
That you know
So,
that means yeah.
um, so let's see. Alicia shows up the next morning, finds Barbara Ann dead. This is the best part of the film, y'all. Franklin takes out his knife. Alicia screams, and luckily the two detectives were walking down the street right by Franklin's house. Just think of the odds. Just think of the odds. This dude walking around with his grinder, like they have no idea. They have no idea what they're doing. They just kind of got it pinpointed. Yeah, it's like this area somewhere, right? We think it's somewhere around here, and they're walking by the house as he's got the knife about to kill her and hear her scream. Um, and then I think that there was like a bad edit or something because like they had to change it because all we see is them run into the house and we're like, what happened? But then we cut to them interviewing the cops where they tell them what happened.
Yeah, where that he had to shoot him. I had to rewind it again because I was like, did I miss something?
Me too. And I went to Wikipedia. Wikipedia like says so like I go to Wikipedia and they got the plot and it goes and they go inside and shoot him. And I was about to text you and go, wait, I think we got like a bad edit on Tubi.
Yeah, on Tubi.
And then I was like, well, wait, maybe you hadn't watched it yet, so I didn't want to say anything. So I just resumed play. I was going to text you later, and then I see that they cut to an interview where they're like telling him that. So I'm guessing that if they had like a test screening, or maybe they didn't have money for the effects to finish that scene where they had to go shoot him. I don't know.
Or they just never did it.
Right. Yeah. And so they just, for some reason, said, we'll just allude to this that you go in there and do it, and then we'll cut. In post, we'll do this.
Yeah, we'll show all this other stabbing violence, but we won't show shooting violence. Maybe they were anti-gun people.
Maybe it was like, yeah, but at that point, it's like a sports analyst where he's giving us play-by-play of like what happened. It might have been better to just like, I don't know, show us instead of having to show. But we still at this point I could not believe it because what else could possibly happen? Like if that was it, like if they just said, if they cut to like some interview where they were interviewing him and he was wrapping it up and then the credits roll, I would almost have been okay with it. But there's still 27 minutes of this movie after they've supposedly killed the killer, have done a post-game interview, and they, you know, they can't even do the 80s slasher thing where they just run out of story, so they fill the last 27 minutes with like a long chase because they've already killed the killer. So now what we get is apartment crying, apartment sulking, apartment smoking. Like
she's depressed. No,
she's in her apartment. Doesn't even go to work. I can at least see the video store she goes to work, but it's just like a bunch of phone stuff. So, but then the radio comes on, and she hears from the radio, not from the police, that a killer might still be out there, and that all the victims are receiving a strange phone call before being killed. And of course, she's been receiving these phone calls. So that would have been nice, like for the cops to tell her. But really, that's really as clear as that gets. Like you're thinking there, like, oh, maybe there's another killer out there. Like, but that's it. Like, there's no resolution to that twist, right?
Right.
Or did I miss something?
No, I mean there's even the phone calls thing never is made clear because it's like we don't know if the phone calls that she's getting, where it's just like noise and stuff, is the same weird phone calls that everybody else
everyone else was getting, right?
Because she's like really like tormented by it, and like they never came to kill her, so it's like. It almost feels disconnected, which is, you know, that's the title of the movie. So I mean, if that's what they were going for, maybe they succeeded. But I just there's a few things that I'm just really not clear about as far as the phone goes. But I mean,
there's also the possibility Connor brought up that like this body that they found later, who's to say it wasn't already like dead? They found it later. Like, they don't wrap any of this up. They just go, oh, we found another body. There might be a killer out there.
Right. Also, wait, I could be wrong. Was it not Mike that was the one on the radio saying this?
Yes. Well, I think so. I think we're supposed to think that, yeah.
Well, I get, because there's only like one person on the radio in the entire town that exists. So.
Mike runs it. Mike runs he is the radio.
So, like,
except when he's at the bar.
Yeah, exactly. When he's watching the excerpts. But I just feel like he could have been he could be the person that was masterminding all the murders. Like he could have been in with what's his name? Forgot the guy's name. The guy who was the
Oh,
killer.
Franklin.
Franklin, yeah, he could have been friends with Franklin. Like I don't
Yeah.
know, like there's just like there's so much left up to the imagination because it really was never explained. But I think that we're supposed to believe it's something supernatural, and I think that the guy that disappeared, the old guy that disappeared from her, was probably a ghost, and that's
Yeah, I
the
mean maybe, but there is a killer. Like we know for like if they never
there was
showed
a
Franklin
killer.
killing anyone, then fine. But we
But
saw Franklin killing everyone.
but he could have just been a weirdo that was he only killed two people that we saw, or he saw well, he killed three people that we saw.
Three,
So
I
like
think. Yeah.
he could have been a killer, but he might not have been
The
the
phone
serial
killer.
killer. Yeah, whoever that is.
Right.
Yeah.
We never saw him making the weird phone calls. We saw Mike on the
But
phone a lot.
also like the only thing we ever heard from Franklin about the phones was he went in basically saying you can find my number in the phone. Like you
Oh
can.
yeah, yeah, he did.
So like I mean maybe he had a I don't think caller ID existed yet in the 80s, but maybe it
No,
did.
no, no, no. There was
There's like
no way. There was all the rotary phones. She could. Yeah.
there's no way he could have found out who was calling him. So I mean
It took her so long. I will say that unlike most movies, she changed her number pretty fast. That was good writing. I like that she changed because like you're
yeah,
always like just change your number like what and
right.
so she changed her number fast and it's still like it kept happening so that like that's creepy like that's it
Yeah, so that makes you think
um
it wasn't Franklin the whole time. Like that's
right
I think that that's what they're getting at. Franklin's dead now. But also, like maybe the other thing that I had was like because I skipped back and like went back again. I was like, wait, we never did see him kill Franklin. Like maybe Franklin didn't die. Like maybe
right yeah since we never exactly
maybe the cop who was just eating grinders instead of doing his job was complicit.
yeah and he got away and he's like hey man in our post-game interview let's just say we got him okay yeah you're right I mean
But it
that's
also
true
felt like Alicia was never supposed to die. Like it felt like every chance she had to be dead, she wasn't there. So it was like it didn't feel like he didn't have any trouble killing the other women. And like Alicia, he missed her twice, you know. So
yeah no
that's
he definitely yeah it was definitely like padding the movie but because right if he's really this kind of killer like this movie could have been over in 25 minutes.
right.
Like you could have done all this stuff, and then she's there. She's at his apartment. Just kill her. Right. He does miss his opportunities.
And so yeah.
So anyway, as she's sulking in her apartment, and again, like we're talking about the last like 25 minutes. Like, what are we doing? Mike comes on the radio, and we get another long scene that's just a complete song by the Excerpts again. And this one's called "Death in Small Doses." It's a good song. Like
I
I
love the
liked it.
song.
Yeah, but we're just literally padding the runtime. So they play this whole song, and we still have 20 minutes left.
They're literally just like
we,
showing still images with the song
yeah,
playing.
they cut through they cut through like snapshots, right? And so the director's like, should we do like weird phone calls? Should we play another excerpt song? I don't know, but like look, if you really want to like mess with your friends, pretend like you've never seen this movie and like just based on the fact that there's a phone on the cover or whatever, just go like, hey, let's play a drinking game where you drink every time the phone rings. And then like because the phone rings in this movie, especially the last 20 minutes, like 80 billion times. Like you'd
It
be so
doesn't
drunk.
stop. Yeah.
It like we're telling you it's about the movie's about a girl who gets weird phone calls and like you still cannot fathom how many times the phone rings like I'm telling you it's too many phone rings but anyway so we just had a full excerpt song followed by another phone call so they're like hey let's do another bad dream okay so she has the bad dream she wakes up phone call because really like this is all we got we're stuck in the apartment like we can only do phone call dream music right that's really all and smoking like while she's doing all this
Right.
so another phone call this is from Mike hangs up another phone call from the cop then another phone call from like the demon like it's just that's it like the movie's over we're just in her personal life at this point we're just checking out her
We're just hanging out with
answering
her.
the phone so like they told her like yeah the movie's over we're just running some like stuff to like some b-roll yeah.
We're just gonna have
She
some more
didn't know
people
this
call
was
you.
going to be the movie. Oh, so then, all right, so then, wait, guys, this is still all in the last 20 minutes. So then, the creepy phone call, so 3 phone calls in a row. Then Mike's playing another excerpt song on the radio. I promise I'm not making this up. Everything that I'm telling you is exactly how it happens in the last 20 minutes of the movie. So she picks up the phone to call him, and then there's 30 seconds of the phone ringing and her refusing to answer it. Like it's just 30 seconds of the phone ringing. And she's just looking at it. She's like, no, no, no. And it keeps ringing and ringing and ringing. So that was 11 minutes that I just recapped for you. That was 2 songs, 1 dream, 6 phone calls. That was 11 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
So where do we go now? Back to the bar. Who's playing at the bar?
It has to be the excerpts.
The excerpts are playing at the bar. Like this movie has been over for 15 minutes. They're back at the bar. The excerpts are playing another song. And while Mike and Alice are talking, and while the band is playing, now we get like highlights of the movie replayed for us. This is unreal.
It was like a montage.
Right.
It was like, yeah, we got you so hooked on this movie. We're gonna show you.
It's like that thing where you
saw.
go like if you're giving like a presentation and you go like tell them what you're about to say it, and then tell them what you just said. And like this
Right.
director took it too seriously. It's like, I want to make sure you guys remember. I'm gonna show you some highlights before we wrap this thing up. Mike brings her home. Then that's where we get the snapshots of Alicia, which is like, I don't know why. And then there are like 10 more phone calls, like just rapid fire, phones ringing. She's losing her mind, right? And again, at this point, if you are playing a drinking game, like you're just, you can't really survive at this point.
Yeah, there's no way.
But finally, the old man from the very beginning comes walking out of her house.
I think that's her apartment. Yeah,
Her apartment.
I think it is. Like, it has to be because there was no other apartment.
So he was in there the whole time?
That's definitely. See, that's the thing. It doesn't seem like he was in there the whole time. But if he was, then he disappeared up into her attic or something, and he was
right.
He was
So-
tormenting her, calling her from upstairs. But that'd be pretty hot. I think. I mean, I don't know. It's Connecticut. Maybe.
Oh,
it's not
like,
that hot.
hey, Ice Cat, that's your Black Christmas premise, right? The killer was in the house making the phone calls from the attic. I mean, that's where Billy lives in White Christmas and Black Christmas.
And Black Christmas,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, and so maybe
He's all like
that's it.
dressed up in like a top hat and stuff. It's like really, it's just really bizarre. Like,
If that's
I
him,
don't
if that's the intention, is that it's supposed to be him? It's kind of a dirty trick because like it was never played like this guy had any. It's you know what I mean? Like when you have a twist in the movie and you were never meant to figure it out. Like it's just kind of like you just wasted your time because you were never going to figure that out. They threw something at the end that like you didn't have a chance to figure out, right?
Yeah, you.
And so if
that's
you were
what
trying to
you
solve
had
it,
watch
you didn't have a
again.
chance. Yeah.
And like even so, like that's what I'm saying. Even so, going through it the second time, I'm still not exactly sure like what they wanted me to think at the end of this, and I'm also not sure exactly like how you get to Alicia understanding like Alicia never. She's just living in hell. Like that's the best I could understand is this. We're just like watching a person existing in hell where. Her sister is cheating. Sleeping with her husband or with her boyfriend, and then
her boyfriend and her new
and then
boyfriend.
she gets killed. Then she gets killed by this new guy that she slept with, and then that guy gets killed in front of her. She's like been like around death for the past I don't know week and a half now, violent death. So like yeah, I don't know. It also seems like she's just being tormented. She's being tortured. So like maybe maybe the old guy has something to do with it, but if maybe the old guy is just that's what I'm saying. Maybe he's a ghost. Like maybe he's just like a representation of some spirit that she's been living with in that apartment, which is
Right.
Maybe it's the director himself.
Maybe literally. I don't know what he looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's rough. I mean, it's not anything I would ever watch again. It could have been like it had enough that like they obviously tried to set out to make something that would be interesting, but there wasn't anything of a story, and you could tell like they had this idea like with this old man. They just didn't know like what to do in between, and they didn't know what to do with anything of a plot. Like they had the idea that like we're gonna have this killer, we're gonna show it early so you know who it is, what kind of like a Psycho thing, right? Like so,
Right.
you know who the killer is right away, and that's so different. But I mean, it's 1984 at this point, so we've had Psycho, we've had Black Christmas for 10 years now, like, so none of this is new. When a Stranger Calls was 1979, so like, they're still 5 years even after that. So they're not breaking any new ground, and just the way they're doing it is so ambiguous that like we don't really know what they're trying to do, and ultimately like it's a huge letdown because we don't know what we're supposed to think. And honestly, at the end, I didn't even care. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't good enough that I actually
The movie
cared to
wasn't
find
good
out.
enough to, yeah, to go back and try to puzzle solve or whatever. Like,
I can't believe you actually went back, and even if you just skimmed through. I guess because you were
I
like,
was
wait,
mad. I was I
yeah,
was
yeah.
I was upset. I watched this whole movie and I felt so like I felt robbed of my hour and a half, which, if that's the thing, it was way too long of a movie. It could have
So you
been,
doubled down.
it
You
could
doubled down.
I
Or
was
like,
like, I'm not gonna just leave it at this. Like, I have no idea what I'm talking about at this point if I'm gonna talk about this movie. It just took me on a roller coaster ride that didn't end back at the beginning. It ended somewhere else. So
um,
yeah.
what do you? So if you gotta rate it out of 10, what do you give it?
If I had to rate this movie out of 10, probably like a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. Okay.
And all 4 points come from the music. And
Yeah, I went.
some of the acting was okay.
Oh, for
Most
the
of
budget,
most
surely.
of it
For the
was pretty
budget,
bad, but yeah.
for the budget, some of the acting is surprisingly okay. I'll say that. I've seen much, much worse acting, and when you get a
Definitely.
low budget film like this, it can be really bad. So, yeah, the main girl is definitely fine.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do this year is like also maybe uh cut back on some summary when we can, but then just like give like sort of like at the end just sort of bullet points, so like reasons to watch it. So for me, the reasons you would watch this movie are the music, the video store nostalgia, which is really cool.
Definitely.
I don't know if I had to do a third, I don't know, grinders. Reasons to skip it. Pretty boring for most of it. There's nothing new, even though they're acting like they're coming up with new stuff and presenting it like we should be blown away by this new stuff, but there's nothing really new. And then just that phone ringing just it's really annoying. Like,
That's
you
so
know,
bad.
at first it was nostalgia and that phone ring that we haven't heard in a long time. But it's just so much. It's just, and I get that's the descent into madness that we're supposed to be sensing, but it's just annoying. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say there was a line in the movie. I don't remember who said it, and I didn't go back to find it, but I remember somebody said it. They were like, "Oh, I can't stand the movies that, they're all based on violence and sex or something like that." And it was like
Yeah.
it was a funny nod at the movie that we're watching currently. That is just like, yeah, the violence and the sex is what, like, that's like what's
Yeah.
selling the movie. And
Yeah, and that was like his trick. It was like like the Hitchcock reference, and that was sort of his thing. Was he was, I guess, kind of trying to be meta, right? Is what we call it
yeah,
now with like
yeah,
the
yeah.
screams and stuff. Yeah.
So I mean,
But
like,
he's no
it was funny.
he's no Kevin Williamson or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
he couldn't pull it off. So I give it a 3.5. A 3 for me is really bad, but a 4 is almost. We always say a 5. I'd watch it again. And so a
Right.
4 is like almost a 4 is like I'd watch it again with a friend, like so a 4 it's still kind of good to me, so I got to go 3.5.
All right, that's
And
fair.
it's the music, yeah, it's just for the music. But man, just go listen to the excerpts. That's what I was playing in the beginning. If anybody joined the live stream, and I said, if you know what this music is, that was a band called the Grays, and that was John Bryan. That was another band he did with yeah, other awesome people. Yeah, it's a great band, the Grays. So yeah, I don't know. So hey, we did it. Disconnected, 1984. It was bad. I'm watching Killer Party uh to wrap up this weekend, to kind of 84. Oh no, well, Killer Party was filmed in 84. It didn't get released till 86 though. And on the Patreon, I released a clip of me and Brett reviewing it from 2011. It was a body count episode, like right after you left. And in fact, Todd had picked the movie but didn't join us to record. And so it's me and Brett reviewing Killer Party from 2011. So I put that clip on the Patreon, and
Nice.
we didn't like it, that rewatch. So, and I don't know if I've seen it since then. So I'm wondering what I'm gonna think. But that's my weekend is Disconnected and Killer Party. So I got another thing before we wrap this up, and the collective is still going. So we're gonna be done before that show's over. Usually they're done in 2 hours, but it looks like they're going super long. So thanks to everyone who is in the chat right now with us. That's cool. Okay. So a while back, I think 2017. This is 8 years ago now. Wow. You and I, and again, my brothers who we did the horror podcast with, we did, since this is, Halloween thing I want to talk about, candy, we did a draft where we picked
That's
our
right.
favorite candies. Do you remember this?
I do.
Okay. So it's Halloween time, it's candy time. We're going to go through this fantasy candy draft. And what we did was we did a random order. We picked like one through four or whatever. So it was Todd and Brett, who are my brothers. It was Christopher and it was me, and we picked our top five candies, but it was in a draft format. So you could just go one at a time, and once the candy was chosen, you couldn't take it. And so I'm gonna go through the draft, and then we're gonna look at sort of like what everybody ended up with. Okay, I'll post this in the show notes. So if anybody is listening to this here, and I can also post it in the chat. Hold on. Okay. So if you check out the chat, you can see it. All
Yeah.
right. All right. So here's our candy draft. I'm going to go through it and then we'll see who ends up with what and what we think now, 8 years later, who we think is the winner. Okay. So this draft started. Todd got the first pick, then Brett, then you, and then me. And we do what's called a snake. So when we get to me at the end of the first round, I then start the second round and we go in reverse order. So Todd had first pick, 1-1, as you call it in the draft. He got Snickers, which would be my number one as well, but I was
Yeah,
three
that's
picks
an easy
behind.
number one.
Yeah, okay, good. Today at the store, Connor, my son, said, he goes, I swear, it's a quote. He goes, which one is Snickers again? And I could have just left him at Walmart. You know what I mean? Which one is Snickers again? That's like saying, which band is the Beach Boys again? What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the Beatles? Which one? What did they say?
Who's the
Okay.
excerpts again?
Who's the excerpts? Everybody knows the excerpts.
Now everybody
Snickers. Brett went next, and I think he did you and I a favor. He went with Baby Ruth, which I never would have
He-
picked.
He
What
went
about
off
you?
the rails. I don't know what he was thinking.
It's out of control.
Like even
You
Starburst's second pick was better than Baby.
right. All right, you picked what would have been my number two. You went with Reese's. That's what you got to go with after Snickers. I mean, that's just easy.
Yeah.
And
all you
then
got left.
and then I did the best of both worlds. If I can't have Snickers or Reese's, I went with Snickers peanut butter. Let me tell you, I got a bag of these on clearance at Kroger the other day because I guess it was it had an American flag on it, so I guess it was from like the summer, and they're like getting the Halloween stuff in, so it's like
Oh,
half
yeah.
price. And yeah, those things are so good. That was my first
Those
time
are
having them in a
clutch.
while.
Those are the squares, right?
Yes, thick squares.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So then I'm coming back around, and of course, I went with Twix. And so those two, again, if I can't have Snickers or Reese's, those two are definitely that's next for me, Twix. And in fact, I sent you that picture. I got the ghoulish green Twix right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, ghoulish
On
green for
Halloween
Halloween.
time.
Yeah. Coming back to you, you went with M&M's. That's solid. Brett went with Starburst. I guess if that's what we're doing, okay. And then Todd wrapped up the second round with Reese's Nutrageous.
That is outrageous.
Like you already had Snickers, and I get that you took Reese's and I took the Snickers peanut butter, but I don't know, man. I don't think I can go Nutrageous. Oh, you know what I would go with before Nutrageous is the what's the like chewier one that they have? The Reese's Fast Break.
Oh, fast breaks. Yeah.
Fast Break is way better than Nutrageous.
I don't think I've ever
So-
eaten a Nutrageous before.
I had it when it first came out. I was like in high school, and they had like the display at the gas station. Anyway, so Todd starts round 3. He goes with Skittles. I guess if Starburst is taken, and you want to do that. Brett goes with, guys, this is real. If you're in the chat, you can see it. I swear, Brett goes with Haribo Happy Cola.
Yeah, I didn't know that existed.
You went with Sour Patch Kids, which that's it right there. And then I wrap up round 3 with the whatchamacallit.
Whatchamacallit's pretty good.
Whatchamacallit, I love them. I start round 4 with the Black Forest organic gummy worms, which I'd probably, I don't know, yeah, I think I'd still take those over Sour Patch Kids and Starburst anyway.
I like those and the gummy bears. The
Yeah.
Black Forest gummy bears too are really good.
Do you eat all the Starburst?
I mean, yeah. Actually, currently
I don't
we
eat the
have-
pink.
Currently, we have an all pink bag in the house,
Oh yeah, see,
and
the
it
all
says the
pink to
only
me-
ones you don't want.
That's the ones I don't want.
Uh,
Yeah. When I
I
get
like the Starburst.
Starburst, I give the pinks away. Yeah. So,
Interesting.
you went next with, is that just the regular, just Symphony? So
It's so it's
why
yeah.
Symphony and not regular Hershey's?
I
What's the difference?
I I mean, that's the only one I'll say is like I found out about a Hershey Symphony bar on accident. Somebody got me one instead of I asked for a Hershey bar and they came out of the gas station with a Symphony bar, and I ate it and I was like, wow, this is way better than a regular Hershey bar.
Why is it like creamier? I don't even remember.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
creamier. That's but also I don't
yeah.
remember if it's that one or if it's the blue one that has the it has like bits of toffee in it
Oh yeah, I
and
mean, yeah. I just put this
it's
red one, creamy milk chocolate. Yeah.
I
So
just
yeah, I
can't
know they're
remember
different.
yeah, I think the blue one is one that has the toffee bits in it and it's really good. But I
Is it
mean,
still going? Like, can you still get Symphony?
oh yeah, yeah. They actually changed the packaging a little bit.
All right.
But
Hey,
it's
Omnom, what's up? I'm talking to people in the chat right now. Sorry. We were talking about we've already reviewed a movie, and we're talking about a candy fantasy draft that we did about 8 years ago. There we go. Christmas tree emoji.
yeah, it's
Merry
something
Christmas,
Christmas
everybody.
trees.
It's
Yeah,
Ding
let's
Timber. It's
yeah.
Halloween. It's basically Christmas. Sorry. So yeah. So we're talking about round four and Christopher's pick of Symphony, Hershey Symphony. So yeah, let's see. I lost my thing because I'm playing with the Christmas emojis here. Okay, so
Oh,
Brett,
yeah.
we wrap up round four with Brett going with lemon heads, which is like, man, like if to me, like if I can't get anything on this draft and anything in my next 5 rounds, and lemon heads are laying around, I'll eat them. I'm
Yeah.
not opposed to it, but like it's
But
literally
we got
these
a
little
happy cola
boxes.
lemon head.
Yeah, back to back, happy.
Back to
Like
back.
it's almost like he's throwing this draft like he's tanking for first round pick next year or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. But then Todd goes with zero,
Yeah,
which
that's
zero.
a
Here's my thing with zero. I can do a bite and maybe two, and I'm like, yeah, this is not bad. But even I can't even finish like a whole bar.
yeah.
It's too much of whatever it is.
I would have rathered almond joy or something in there.
Oh, by far. Oh yeah, no, I would
I
kill
can't
a whole
believe
bag of almond joy.
nobody picked almond joy in this entire draft.
Yo, that's the other thing. Let's get through this, and then we'll get through like what we didn't pick. So we come into round five, and a snaking back around to Todd, who's just picked zero, following up on Brett's and Lemon Heads, right? And Todd's like, "Hey, the organic Black Forest gummy worms have been picked. I'm gonna go with just the Haribo Gold Bears." Which, okay, yeah, that's fine.
It's fine.
Brett ends his draft with a payday, which I always like them when I eat them. Like, but it's always like someone gave it to me or I
Yeah,
found
someone
it
gave me a payday.
in a
I've never
workroom or
eaten-
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I would only go with a payday. I'd still go with Snickers. Like if I'm like super hungry and I know I'm not gonna have like a meal for a couple hours, I think I'd still go Snickers then.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. That would be the only way because like just the peanuts. I think the payday might be better. You end with Laffy Taffy, which again I don't eat the bananas and I don't eat the apples.
That's fair. And I think since this draft, I discovered what are they called? Mambas.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, Mambas. Oh
and,
yeah.
and Mambas are like better. They're like a cross between Laffy Taffy and Starburst, but I would probably
Right.
pick
Exactly.
over
Yeah,
Laffy
Mambas are
Taffy.
good. I always get Mambas, like on road trips. Yep.
Yeah.
It lasts me the longest. You know what I mean? Like for a road
Yeah.
trip, like that pack of Mambas lasts me the longest of
Yeah.
candy. So yeah. And then I finished with one of my favorites, Twin Bings, which not a lot of people know. It's basically a chocolate covered cherry. It's kind of like Almond Joy, but it's got like coconut bits in it, I think, like in the chocolate, and then it's filled with like a cherry filling. So it's kind of like a Mounds if it were milk chocolate, but with cherry
Full of
flavor.
cherry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And there are a couple different ones that are like regional. There's one from like Idaho called like Spud or something, like the Idaho Spud or something. It's kind of the same concept, maybe just a little bigger. Oh, hey, so lots of people are joining. Hey, I guess the collective's over. So this is Christopher. Say hi, Christopher.
What's going on?
We're finishing up a bonus episode of our holiday podcast, Snow in Southtown, which is mainly Christmas stuff, but we do bonus episodes throughout the year. No, don't send us a ding number. We're not making calls. We just talked about a really bad movie from 1984 called Disconnected. And then what we're doing, I'm going to repost it just in case maybe you guys didn't see it. We're talking about a thing that we did with my brothers
I'm so
Me and
glad
Christopher, and my two brothers from about 8 years ago, and it was a fantasy candy draft. And so if you look what I just posted, um, we basically did this draft where we picked our favorite candies, and it's snake style. And so the first pick of the overall draft was Snickers. The last pick, I picked this Twin Bing right here. And so, okay, so let's look at the draft here. So Todd's lineup is going to be, hold on, let me pull up my version. Todd's lineup is Snickers, Nutrageous, Skittles, Zero, Gold Bears. Brett ends up with, I mean, this has to be the worst one: Baby Ruth, Starburst, Happy Cola, Lemon Heads, Payday.
Hey, look,
You
I don't
have
know if Phone
Reese's
Losers,
Cups.
but Phone Loser says I win. I'm happy.
Wait, did he? Phone Loser said that?
He said Reese's
No,
wins.
but Brad, you have to look at his whole row, Brad. You see the C? All right, follow the whole row. So he has Reese's, M&M's, Sour Patch Kids, Hershey's Symphony, and Laffy Taffy. Then finally mine, Snickers peanut butter, Twix, whatchamacallit, Black Forest gummy worms, and Twin Bing. So now, chat, who do you think wins out of those rows? Todd,
gross.
Brett, Christopher, or me? Loses for Laffy Taffy. You're out.
I see that. I did. I agree. I agreed with that just a few minutes ago. I would have definitely said Mambas over Laffy Taffy.
No take 5. That is fair, Nard Puncher 74, if that is your real name. That's very fair, but when
Somebody's
we were
trolling
talking,
us.
we said my favorite one after Classic Cups would just be, what do we call it? The Reese's, what was it called?
What?
just had
The fast break.
Fast Break. Yes. B is an awful, thank you, Nard Puncher. Yes, Joe Father says Brett is the winner, but Nard Puncher says no. I don't know. What collective? I assume that's Ira. What do you think, Ira? I trust your opinion here. Should I pull up the cereal draft while we're at it?
The cereal.
B1 is just a chocolate covered B5.
Oh
Wait.
my god.
So a B5 paid.
That's so funny.
I love these are T and B, Todd and Brett. That's my brothers. So the more you talk trash about them, the better for me, and then I can let them know. Baby Ruth double stacked with Payday. It's just too nutty for this guy.
Yeah, I agree.
This is the podcast. We should just podcast. We should just do the fantasy campaign. T4
Fantasy
is
drafts.
underrated. T4 0. All right. Who said that? Nard Puncher. Look, 0. If they made, which I never see, if they made fun size zeros, I'd be
Yeah,
all over it because I could do a fun
definitely.
size like once a day.
a whole zero
That
bar is
whole
crazy.
0 bar, I can't eat that whole thing.
That's like it's like straight sugar.
Yeah.
It's,
I tell you what. Let me. All right. I'm gonna go since they're doing this. Let's go pull up. If you guys give me a second, I'm gonna find. We did a cereal draft as well, and so we talked about the candy one because it's Halloween is coming up and that's kind of what we're doing here. Oh, this cereal one is crazy. All right.
I mean, honestly, looking back on it, it's hard. I mean, like, Todd's got Snickers and Skittles in the same row, but I think he ruined it with Nutrageous and 0 bars. I think
If he had just Fast Break, I'd be so on board with his draft
Yeah,
because he
it'd
had
be
the first
fine.
pick and he got Snickers and that's number 1 easily.
yeah,
It's hard to
he's-
lose from that point.
Right.
But he blew it. Yeah, he
If
definitely
you put
blew
Michael Jordan on your team and then you draft
it.
him.
Right.
Drafted
Okay.
the-
So here. So we all decided I'm the winner, I guess. No, I don't know. I think they liked yours best. But definitely Brett loses. I think we all agree. And Todd loses. So okay, here we are, guys. So we also did, and I think this was first. I think this was before the candy draft. We did the cereal draft. And so again, I'm going to explain how this worked if you want to pull up that picture I just posted. So you randomly select who goes first, and they have the first pick. And then, then we go in order after that. So once something's picked, you can't pick it. And then when we get to the bottom, so in this one we went, you had first pick, then me,
Yeah.
then Todd, then Brett. So once we get to the bottom, oh my God, look at Todd's first pick. Then when we get to the bottom, when we get to Brett, he gets the first pick of the second round, and we go in reverse order. So it's called a snake fantasy draft if you've ever played fantasy sports. Okay, so if anybody wants to look real quick while we're at it, we're having fun here. Number 1 overall. We had Snickers in the last draft. You had first pick here. Peyton Manning draft here. You picked Fruit Loops, which you can't really go wrong. Leaving me wide open for my all-time favorite, Count Chocula. And then here's where I just think we're being pranked. Todd literally picks a cereal called Post Banana Nut Crunch.
I don't know if
what's happening. Like, is he serious?
Ooh, my first banana nut
It looks great.
There's no taste like home-baked taste.
You can enjoy that same delicious taste in a cereal. Banana Nut Crunch.
Home-baked taste.
Real banana baked into crunchy oat clusters, chopped walnuts, and crispy wheat flakes too.
He said that's the best cereal that he could possibly pick after Fruit Loops and Count Chocolate. There were so many options available, and he went with Banana Nut Crunch.
All right, what year is Nard Puncher? It's the best cereals of all time. This is me. That's me. I'm Mike. Roti is a horror show.
Always.
Dude, can you post in our group chat and tell Todd that he's getting roasted? Hobo Lobo, the B team redeems itself here. That's fine.
What year is M living? I agree because
that's me, right?
I never heard of Rocky Road ice cream cones or Fruit Brute before.
To be fair, people look. I
only know about Count Chocula because they brought all the stuff back and that was the most popular one.
So let me hold on. I gotta get rid of the candy. Okay, so we go Fruit Loops, Count Chocula, Banana Nut Crunch. Brett ends the first round with Frosted Flakes. He comes back. He starts round 2. He's got Reese's Puffs. That's cool. Rice Krispie Treats. I can definitely go with that over Rice Krispies. Okay, fine. You're roasting me for what year I'm living in. Have you guys had Rocky Road? It's amazing.
It's new Rocky Road cereal with Choco, Van, and featuring Marcia.
Choco chocolatey puff, it makes my heart sing. Van vanilla puff is such a tasty thing. But Rocky Road's got something special for you. It's got a chocolate and nutty coated marshmallow too.
New Rocky Road cereal. Little marshmallows with a chocolatey nutty coating mixed with vanilla and chocolatey puffs. Part of this complete breakfast.
Waking up to Rocky Road makes your breakfast sing.
And then you end with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Awesome. You start round 3, and I have to give this to Christopher right here. I had never had Crave until Christopher made it the first pick of the 3rd round. And I've probably had it 10 times since then, and it's so amazing. Good. Yeah. So this draft at least introduced me to Crave, which I had never had.
Have you had Double Crave?
No, what? Double stuffed Oreos?
It's like chocolate outside with the chocolate inside.
This sounds like something that exists only in the fever dreams of the director of Disconnected.
It used to be out all the time. I don't really I don't eat cereal that much anymore, but I have had it before and it was really good. I mean, Crave is already pretty decadent chocolate, for a cereal, but yeah, they took it to the next level.
And so now there's the one you probably don't know about this. There's Crave. What are they called? I think it's called like donut holes or something. They're basically They're basically Cocoa Puffs, but as if they were like glaze covered donuts. So it's like a kind of like a sugar coating.
I see.
Yeah, they're okay. They're not as good as that Crave right there, but they're made by Crave, I think, and we had them a couple times. They're at Walmart. You get both Craves at Walmart.
So then, what are these ice cream cones?
Okay, so then I got ice cream cones. Look, if you guys are talking trash about Rocky Road and ice cream cones, then you just don't know about good cereals from the 80s, and I feel bad for you. Todd makes a solid pick. That is definitely the only thing that you should take at that pick after I've taken ice cream cones is Blueberry. That's fine. Brett goes with Hidden Treasures, which I honestly don't remember. Is it just Craves with strawberry? What is that?
I never heard of it. He said it like we should have all known what it was. I've never heard it. I still don't know what Hidden Treasures are. Never seen them before.
Things aren't always what they seem. Take Hidden Treasure cereal. Every square looks the same. Sweet. Crunchy, right? But certain ones have the taste of fierce, fruity frosting inside. Some got it, some don't. Some slaps ya, some won't. How do you know which is which? Research.
Yeah, I don't know. He does start the 4th round with again what I would pick next, which is Yummy Mummy. It's amazing, and then Todd has to round out the monsters with well, not really because Fruit Burst. So Frankenberry though. Next, okay, so with Blueberry. So since my last pick, ice cream cones, Blueberry, Yummy Mummy, and Frankenberry have all been taken. Right. I want Fruit Brute, but I don't think you're gonna take it. Right. I think you might take Crunchberries. I don't know you well enough to know if you're gonna take Crunch. So I gotta take Crunchberries here. But Fruit Brute is the logical pick. And if Todd or Brett had a pick after me, I would have had to take Fruit Brute right there because they're snatching the monsters. You can see. Okay, so I take Crunchberries. You end with your round 4 pick, Honey Bunches of Oats. You kick off round 5 with Cocoa Pebbles. That's solid. I take my Fruit Brute there. Todd has to take Cocoa Krispies because you've already taken the Pebbles. And Brett ends with what? Nut and Honey Crunch? Is that the one they go, what you eating? And you go, nut and honey. Is that what that one is? Nut.
That's definitely before my time. I've never seen Nut and Honey Crunch before. So
hey, Ira, what you eating? Ira, you're supposed to say nut and honey. Where would frosted mini wheats appear on this list? I don't know.
In either of the Nut Honey Crunch or Banana Nut Crunch, or I took Honey Bunches of Oats. It could have been Frosty Mini Wheats, but
I like the nowadays they do like the blueberry and the strawberry frosted mini wheats. I love those. They do the pumpkin spice. I like those. Yeah. Thanks, Hobo Lobo. That's a different cereal. Smurf cereal from the 80s was good. See, Nard Puncher, now you're getting on board. There was that orange juice cereal that was great too, but Rocky Road and ice cream cones for me were the best. Crunchberries, I could just always eat. I don't know about the Oops All Berries. I don't know if I've actually had that. I don't know if I go Oops All Berries. You know, what about Lucky Charms isn't here? I mean, we took all the monster cereals, which were kind of.
I'm not a marshmallow cereal kind of person. I never really liked the marshmallow cereal ones. But yeah, I like even like Cookie Crisps. You know, for the most part, I like the Kellogg
Cookie Crisp.
Yeah, I like the Kellogg stuff, but some of the post cereals were like, yeah, they took all of our nostalgia and put it into cereal.
So what? All right. So chat room, what's missing here? We said Cookie Crisp for sure would be in the running for my next one. I always liked Apple Jacks. You had Fruit Loops, and I can't believe Apple Jacks never.
Yeah, they're basically the same thing with the
yeah. So
different flavor.
Yeah, I don't know. Cookie Crisp, Apple Jacks, the marshmallows, and Lucky Charms is like biting into styrofoam and ice cream at the same time.
Fruity Pebbles, I don't think.
King Vitamin and Bots, yeah. I mean, it wouldn't make my draft, but I definitely ate it. What about Alpha Bits? You guys remember Alpha Bits? Christopher probably doesn't.
I don't remember Alpha Bits.
It's made with oats, the grain highest in protein. It's vitamin fortified. Comes in letter shapes, so the kids really enjoy eating it. With Alpha Bits, they get a cereal that they like and nutrition I want for them.
Alpha Bits, the children's cereal a mother can like.
Now I just want cereal, like somebody said. So yeah, you guys can look up all those. So who won? Who won the draft? Chat. Who? If you look at the full row, I ate so many Alpha Bits I puked on the bell. That's right.
I haven't eaten. I've eaten maybe, I think, Crunchberries of your row. I think the only one I've ever eaten was Crunchberries.
Wait, you haven't eaten Count Chocula?
I don't think I've ever eaten Count Chocula. I've never eaten Frankenberry or Blueberry either.
I just bought the Count Chocula today with the Jim Henson like Muppet looking character dude on it. Have you not seen that?
No,
you haven't seen it. I don't think I can find it, but let's see. So when I look at Todd's list, do you realize like I'd be really on board with this list if he didn't have Banana Nut Crunch at number 1? That list is solid without that number 1 pick.
Crazy.
Brad, tell us your top 3 then, if you're really picky. Top 3 cereals, Brad. Go. I'm looking for this Count Chocula while I'm waiting for Brad.
B Team redeems itself. I'm in.
Banana Crunch is Thank you, Nard Puncher. He's like trolling us.
If I knew what Hidden Treasures tasted like, I might be inclined to say Brett's was the best here, but the Nut and Honey Crunch is killing me. I would never eat that. Also, like, you can't take Todd's not only because of the Banana Nut Crunch, but because Rice Krispies and Cocoa Krispies, like, you of all time, 2 of the best cereals ever are Krispies. I'm sorry.
But also, it is Rice Krispie treats.
Oh, it is. That's right. It wasn't Rice Krispies.
So that's
right. I remember.
So that's different.
They are different. Yeah, they're like little mini treats.
All right. So Ira says I misread. I thought higher was better. Oh no. So that's Christopher's picks for each round. So you're
just
if you're
went
saying all the
first.
top ones, that's Christopher's row. So my
But
row
yeah,
is
they are better. I agree.
they are better. So my 5 picks are the Count Chocula, Rocky Road, Ice Cream Cones Crunchers, Fruit Brute. Todd's the one who is a loser and started with Banana Nut Crunch. All right. So Ira, who wins now that you know what's going on here? Definitely the M row, right? I wonder how I'm going to edit this as an actual podcast. But
So
now we're just having fun.
Hobo Lobo said that mine was the most well-rounded. I would have to say
Let's see. Yeah.
it is the most well-rounded.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, because you got 2 chocolates, you got the Fruit Loops, and then you got your cinnamon and your regular, like, Honey Bunches, yeah. When you do Honey Bunches of Oats in your mind and you're sitting there eating that, are you thinking of adding anything like bananas or blueberries or anything, or just plain?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. That's the one.
That you're adding stuff to it?
That's the one you can
Or
put
just
fruit
plain?
in. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, for me, I would have it higher on my list if I know I'm putting blueberries or strawberries on it. Yeah.
Definitely.
Ira says Frosted Flakes wins. No, but the whole row. Ira, you have to judge each person's 5 starters, like your basketball lineup.
But
So you
Banana
can't
Nut
just
Crunch
say.
is second to Frosted Flakes.
Oh, are you saying that whole row? I guess.
I'm just.
Banana
I
Nut
don't.
Crunch.
I don't know what. Even no matter what he's talking about here, I don't know.
You can't. Banana Nut Crunch, post Banana Nut Crunch, Todd's first pick, cannot compare to Christopher's 4th round pick of Honey Bunches of Oats with fresh bananas put into it. Like that can't. Like those 2 things can't possibly compare. What's a banana nut exactly?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what a
Exactly,
banana
yeah.
nut is, but
I'm
they do
so
make-
glad that we're roasting Todd and Brett in their absence because they were definitely invited to be here tonight and chose not to
didn't
because
go.
of college football, I guess.
I do have to go soon, though.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for being here. We need to do another one, right? You need to come
Yeah,
back.
we should. We gotta come back. Gotta do it again.
We'll make Todd and Brett do another draft so that we can roast their picks again.
Yeah, that's a
everybody
good
should do
idea.
a football draft, cereal and candy type of football draft with your friends. My daughter picked C.
Yeah, that's what I like
Look
to
at you.
hear.
You're getting all the kid votes now.
Oh, I mean,
Nice.
yeah, I was the closest to the youngest generation of these picks.
All right, so yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. I don't know how much I have edited out by now as we went through our 8 years old candy draft and then cereal draft, and we had a lot of fun with the live chat. So I left some of it in, but I don't know if I left it all. I probably didn't leave it all in. But I do want to thank Christopher for being here. You got to come back and do this again, right?
For sure, let's do it.
Yeah. So thanks everybody for joining us on the live chat, and we'll be back in October. I'll be with somebody or multiple people. And I will do another horror review before kicking off the Christmas stuff. So, all right.
Elm Street's the place. You got the time. Listen to this. Your buddy
Get some blame.